Hello and good morning, grade 7. How are you all? Hope you will be fine and enjoying your good health as well as doing your work properly. This is your geo lesson, and in this lesson we are reading chapter 1, the internal structure of the earth. Students, in previous lesson we read about the interior of the earth, page number 2 from your book. Today we will read page number 3 and 4 from your book, and we will discuss more about the earth's layers. So we start our lesson. What are the earth's layers? There is more to the earth than we can see on the surface. In fact, if you are able to hold the earth in your hand and slice it in half, you will see that it has multiple layers. But of course, the interior of our world continues to hold some mysterious for us. Students, let's talk about crust. In geology, a crust is the outermost layer of a planet. The crust of the earth is composed of a great variety of rocks. Earth's crust occupies less than 1% of Earth's volume. The oceanic crust of the earth is different from its continental crust. The oceanic crust is 5 km to 10 km thick, and it is mostly composed of less dense rocks. That is the oceanic crust. Some of these less dense rocks, such as granite, are common in the continental crust and are absent in the oceanic crust. Now come to mantle. Just beneath the crust is the mantle. Mantle extends up to a depth of 2900 km below the crust. Number 3 layer is core. Innermost layer in the earth is the core. Radius of the core is about 3500 km. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron. As they cool, they flow horizontally along the bottom of the crust and then downwards towards the bottom of the mantle. In moving downwards, the currents are heated up again and they move upwards, as you can see from the figure 1.3. The convection currents in the mantle. These currents help to move the plates, the broken pieces of the earth's crust. So, what we have learned about the second layer, the mantle. At close to 2900 kilometers thick, this is Earth's thickest layer. It starts a mere 30 kilometers beneath the surface, made mostly of iron, magnesium and silicon. It is dense, hot and semi-solid. Now come to page number 4, core. the core is subdivided into the outer and the inner cores. The outer core is made up of extremely dense liquid and is about 2,250 kilometers thick. The inner core is solid and is about 1,250 kilometers thick, as you can see from the figure 1.2. You may be curious, eager to know why the inner core is solid when it is so hot. In fact, the temperature is greater than 3,700 centigrade at the core. Although the inner core is very hot, the pressure is there. The pressure in there is too great for melting to take place. The inner core is made up of entirely of iron. The outer core is made up of nickel iron alloy mixture, a metal made by combining two or more metallic elements. Students, we come to know that the inner core is divided into two layers, the inner core and the outer core layer. The Earth's inner core is a solid ball, of iron, nickel and other metals. The Earth's inner core is a solid ball of iron, nickel and other metals. The outer core of the Earth is liquid layer of iron and nickel. Now, to sum up, come to page number 5. We will read more about internal structure of the Earth. The temperature of the interior of the Earth is much hotter compared to the area nearer the surface. There are 3 layers of the Earth. Here you can see from the picture. Crust, outermost layer of the Earth, broken into pieces called plates. 2 types of plates, the continental plate and the oceanic plate. Mantle, located below the crust, made of denser rock. Convection currents are formed in the mantle. Core, subdivided into outer and inner cores. Outer core is made up of nickel iron alloy. Inner core is made up of entirely of iron. Students, now you are supposed to open workbook page number 2. Here is exercise 2. What is going on inside the Earth? Explain the process that occurs in the mantle with the aid of the diagram in the space provided below. Fill in the necessary details and label your diagram clearly. Here you can see the picture and you have to label your diagram as trench, mantle, ridge, core, the convection currents in the mantle. 1. Convection currents are formed in mantle. 2. These currents flow from lower part of the mantle upwards. 3. As they move upwards towards the crust, they cool down. 4. As they cool, they flow horizontally along the bottom of the crust and then downwards towards the bottom of the mantle. 5. In moving downwards, the currents are heated up again and they move upwards. So students, this is your lesson for today. I hope you have understood from this lesson. You have to write on page number 2 properly as I have told you. So this is your homework for today. Thank you for listening. Allah Hafiz.